Miranda, and I had a background in operations. And after 5 years, I kind of jumped into entrepreneurship and co-founded a recruiting business with my sister. And she was kind of the one that knew that had the entrepreneurial mindset and the one who had the business plan. And it was really obviously the reason why that business was such a huge success. And I had the opportunity, she needed help, and I had the opportunity to co-found that business with her and come in as a chief operations officer and a co-owner with her to really grow it in more than just herself at the recruiting business, and to really put in, my background was in operations, so to really put in procedures and grow a team, and how we were doing commissions, and we did a lot of events and a bunch of different things like that. So that's actually what it is that I want to talk about today, is the top 10 reasons why that business was such a huge success. And it was actually started in 2000, I think end of 2008. My sister did go ahead and start it, a recruiting business. She had found her niche. She found her gifts after the background in sales, and she found her gifts in recruiting. And so she decided to start a recruiting business of her own and jumped out off the cliff after she was really good at sales and was told that I think $100,000 was the max, that they were changing the structure so that way the max that she could get would be $100,000 because she was like really good, the top salesperson. And she didn't like that. So that was her mindset. Where my mindset at the time, I didn't even include this. Well, the entrepreneurial mind. So if you're wanting to I'm sharing the story here of how how I became an entrepreneur and jumped off the cliff and have been supporting myself full time now as a single entrepreneur since 2010. And I've been involved with this business and started and sold other businesses, and now have now have a marketing company myself. I have a marketing company where I teach other people all these lessons. So this was back in the day, this was 10 years ago. I'm doing this right now at 2018. But I didn't even include that in the top 10, but really it's the entrepreneurial, how you can, do this, and how she's done it and how I've done it and other people have done it. But she realized that, she did not want her income to be capped. And so she decided to start her own recruiting business. And our dad was a veterinarian, but she just kind of, the first contract that she got was she realized that there was a need in the veterinary industry. She realized that there was a need in that. And then the first contract that she got was for a specialist. So it was actually a specialty veterinary recruiting company, which has been sold, I think, a time or two since then, and is still employing some of my family members there in small town Alabama. So that 10 years later, so definitely some successes with that one. This business that I'm going to tell you about right now. So that's how she kind of did it. She kind of did, and then later she needed help. About a year later, she needed help a couple of months later with some money. So I invested some finances in it, and then a year later she needed help taking it to the next level, or actually keeping things going. She'd had some successes, but really needed that business, a team, and business management, and all of those sorts of things. So this is what it is. Long story short. This is what it is, that the top 10 reasons why that business was such a success. I think the very first year, I was like 50,000 in income. Second year, 120, and then 250. It was like, I think it was 100. I have this, sorry. It was like 100 the first year, then two something, and then the second year was like 500. Because we sold that business actually, and then got to run it under an umbrella company. We were still running it as if it was ours, and we were owners of the big parent company, the number one. The number two in the veterinary industry actually purchased it. And so then we were getting salaries and everything like that to run that business, and it was 500,000 that year. And then it has since, definitely at more than a million a month, more than a million a year business. It's a 7-figure year business now, for sure. But we started it from nothing. So the number one reason why that was a success, except for, of course, having that mindset to jump out there and do it, was because it was a high ticket. It was a high ticket item that we were focusing on, and that was recruiting. I mean, our fees were $25,000, anywhere between $20,000 to $30,000, but I think we flattened them at $25,000. And That was the deal. I mean, it was a $25,000 fee. It wasn't, for a little $25 here or there, $25,000 high ticket item. Now it was a commission business as is in recruiting. So that was interesting. They did take 6 months to close if they closed, but whenever they did, it was a good payday. So that was one of the reasons why that was a success. And that's actually one of the main reasons that, one of the main takeaways that we teach that I've been doing in my online marketing program, Big Leap Year at Ninja Growth Strategies, is that we teach us one high ticket item. For business coaches, because I have business coaches to advance entrepreneurship, don't be messing around with, the low ticket this, and then all these different packages and all these other things. It really confuses people, and they need that high ticket, high outcome item. And that's the value you can have fast track. So today, right now, the lesson, the big takeaway is how to make sure that you have a high ticket item. It doesn't have to be $200,000, but your coaching program should at least, be at minimum, I don't think we should be charging less than 10, but a minimum of 5,000, for an initial impact, high ticket coaching program. So don't be charging less than that for sure. The second reason this business was a success right from the get-go, the recruiting business that I'm speaking of, and the lessons that from that as I was looking back. And this was back in 2008, 9, 10. That's whenever we were in the infancy stages of it and growing it, and these techniques that I'm going to be sharing up until I came on in 2009 through 2013. And so we were kind of that during the stages that we really were growing it there and making it a success. And so this one would not be as big today, but think about it. It was online. It was a freedom model right then. And so that's like freedom, time, freedom for fun, freedom for family, freedom in your finances. That's what it is. This was a freedom model. And so it had an online database, online operations, online database. We were online operations. 100%. So I feel like that is another reason why it was a success. Later, we did get an office and establish everything there and have a team in place in Dothan, Alabama. But that was just really because we were selling it, and we decided that that's the way that we wanted to do it. And I moved back there, and we ran the office and got everything set up. But pretty much, virtual operations is the way to go to get started. You can outsource things, and these are actually a lot of stuff that I've been talking about in my book that I wrote several years ago. Some basic create your dream life, step by step. But online operations is really great, and have a database where you're just kind of collecting information and a database on your clients and things like that. So that's actually the second thing. The third reason why that business was a success is because we were doing email scraping, and we were manually doing that. Now, since then, there's been so many tools that we've used that automate these things, these procedures that we initially did with internet marketing and email marketing back in the day when I first got started. We would go to the hospital's websites, and they actually had their emails listed on there, and we would put like the doctors, because we would want to recruit their specialists, and we would put their names and their emails into our database, and then do that kind of process. Now later we were able to outsource that and yada, yada, yada. And then now they have tools that do all that, Hunter tool, and then now it doesn't even do that anymore. People don't really put their emails on their websites that much. And so anyways, but this is what we did back then. And the point is still the same, a database of emails, and start collecting people's information and getting that, and not being afraid to reach out to people, even if you don't know them. So, if you want to go to Google, or if you want to go to different social media sites or go to people's websites or whatever, not being afraid to just really reach out. And so email is what we did with that. And actually that's how we built that database. Was that way, going to the different websites back then. Now we do that through LinkedIn. And I've got LinkedIn marketing on here, but we were kind of starting whenever LinkedIn was, getting started and all of that. And so we definitely started using it towards the end a lot. And that's been my main jam now. But, you can do these things a lot faster. We had to manually scrape those emails. The number 4 reason, viral video marketing. Viral video marketing. We did some little homemade videos with some little signs and did little parody sketches of kind of commercials of why you would want to call Black Girl King, or why you would want a recruiter, or why the hospital would want to why the vet, the hospital would need to use an outside recruiter. And that was fun. We did kind of sketch comedies where they were scripted, and then things like that. And then we did some different things with it, which I'll get into some of these other ones, but really just the homemade videos, kind of like what I'm getting back into doing right now. Just, you can see my personality, and I find out I do have value to share. I do have, actual courses and programs, and you can check those out if you're interested right now. Go to ninjagrowthstrategies.com and you can check out my free web class there, how to make your first 6 figures online this year as a business coach using LinkedIn. So check that out. Even if you're already an existing business coach, or you are wanting to take your business online, or you're currently in a 9-to-5 job and you're wanting to share your expertise and really want to know how you can make a living as an entrepreneur, and by teaching and sharing and advancing the future of entrepreneurship and advancing the future with your information and business. And so, but that's some very specific training that I've got there for you. This is just kind of me rambling, showing my personality behind the scenes a little bit. I might be putting this case study. I wanted to be doing an actual case study, slides and presentations and yada, yada, yada. I've been wanting to do them for a while and haven't done them. So this is just a way for me to share some information, a little bit more background about me that I don't talk about in my actual marketing, my webinar, my marketing pieces, because your marketing pieces should be totally focused on, not on you at all. They're focused on what the problem that the client has, and how good that it could be, and letting them know that you have a way to solve it. Not just like, if I could help you with this, would you want to talk? If you got this problem, if you want to do something about it, or you're helping other people like you do this, solve that problem. Do you want to, for example, in my messages, it's we're helping business coaches like you get 15 to, I get more than that, but 15 to 20 calls booked a month from LinkedIn without advertising. Would you want, if we could help you with this too, would you want to talk? I want to see if our strategies will work for you, book a call here, or attend this free web class. Just something like that. That's the hooks that I use in my marketing pieces and my teaching. This is just kind of it's more that little bring you in. I'm not going to say viral marketing. Who knows what we can come up with on here on YouTube Live. I'm doing them live, guys. Doing them live. Miranda Love here. So that was number 4. And it just really did show our personality. And at the end of everything that we did, the call to action was to go to our website. So everything had a call to action. So number 5 is actually a website. Now we use automated webinars, and you don't really necessarily even have to have a website. It's how I teach my clients now. You do want a website. You can get all that going, but we teach the fastest, easiest, quickest, cheapest way to get online and start making $25,000 per month as a business coach or as an online entrepreneur, without having to do all these other things. I'll share case studies of my other businesses later, where I did things on my own and operations, and but this was why this one was such a success right out of the gate. Was for these things, and how I really learned a lot of things in background and got started into email marketing. And as I consider myself an internet marketer. I know a lot of people don't like that, but I do consider myself an internet marketer, definitely an online entrepreneur. Okay, but we had the website, and the website went for the job search. We had jobs. We would put the jobs actually on we didn't have tons, because it was very specialized, but we specialized, but we did put them on our website. So that's where we would send people. So I'll talk a little bit more here about our emails is actually the next one, the content that we use to get people there, but because that was definitely ahead of the curve back then. And some of the things, but really in all your messages, you want one call to action, everything. You want one call to action and one ask. I call it CTA, one CTA, And that was, to go there to search the jobs or to apply to book a call or to sign up for the webinar. You're not saying, check out this video, check out this video, check out this video. And oh yeah, by the way, this, and that ebook, and then this best-selling book, and then I go to Amazon and then YouTube and then Vimeo. No, don't do that in your messages. Send them to one place. And so we had the website, the job search that we sent them to. For now, as I was saying, I send everybody to my automated webinar. Everything goes to there. BigLeapYear.com goes to that automated web class that I talked about. And then NinjaGrowthStrategies.com goes to the automated web class. Having my first 6 figures online this year as a business coach using LinkedIn. And that's the class that I taught over a year ago, and it starts on the top of every 15 minutes, and it's been making me money left and right since then. Doing well, sharing value, and everything like that. And we actually help us a funnel that we very simple little LinkedIn funnel. We have our clients set up those funnels, very simple little funnels as well. They try to complicate things. I'm like, no, keep it simple. I've learned the hard way. I will share some messes that I've gone into and the lessons that I've learned, all the training. And I even had to file bankruptcy after my second business, after this one that did so well. And we sold that and cashed out and started my second business and yada, yada, yada. Made $100,000 first year in that and sold it in 2 years and learned a lot of lessons. But this is not a case study about that one. I will do a case study about that one later. But I'm just saying that these were good things right out of the gate that it took me a while to learn, and I did not realize that's why those were such a big success. But now looking back and all that I've learned and some failures and ups and downs, and also that I see my clients do now too, that have, the ones that come to me that they've done and this and that. This is why this was good, and some core foundations that we can all take away. So the sixth reason is the email marketing. And that has been the bread and butter of all of my businesses. I get the emails now from LinkedIn, and I also do LinkedIn marketing, messaging and everything like that. That's been huge, huge, huge success. But all of it it's the same concept, but email marketing. So what we would do in this example as a veterinary recruiter is we would reach out to, let's say, all of the residents or all of the we would find them on LinkedIn, find them on Facebook, or find them on those websites, like what I was telling you. And we would ask them, say, do you know of anybody, or are any of your classmates, or do you know of anybody that is looking for a job as an internist, internal medicine specialist? And again, there are only so many cardiologists. There's less than 1,000 of them, back then, and I think so today for some of those positions. So that's also why it worked. But we would say, have you? Mama didn't too. That's one of my points here. We would say in the message, do you know of anybody who's looking for a job in LA? And we would say one or two because we're currently, whatever, just as a brief little personal message. Do you know of anybody who's looking for this? And now if I'm an internist and I get this email, this personal message, it's, not a lot of whatever it looks. We did use the email database. That was kind of an online database, like what I was talking about, where we were able to put in, this is, the first name and things like that and make it look like it. But we would send them in batches of like 50 or I don't know how many at a time, that the new ones, and after we scrape them. And I say, do you know of anybody who might be looking for a job in LA or in, Birmingham, Alabama? And even if they did not, so we did not ask them if they were looking for a job themselves. We asked them, especially because sometimes we were emailing them at their hospital's address too, because that would be the address that we would get from the website. So we would ask them that, do you know of anybody? And if so, here, if you could let them know about this, share them. And they were very helping people in general. People like to help. And so if they did know of somebody, so a lot of advantages to this. If they did know of somebody, they'd be like, oh, here, let me forward this to Sally. She is looking to relocate back to where her family is, in Birmingham, Alabama, and as an example. And so they would send that, and they would even make the introduction. Now, if they wanted that job themselves, so they were like, well, no, I'm actually looking to relocate, not in Birmingham, Alabama, but to the Atlanta, Georgia area. Do you have anything there? Well, and then that started that banter. And then then we have somebody who, hot doctor, is looking to relocate. Now, in that case, in this recruiting setup style, we could find, if we had a doctor looking to relocate, then we could usually try to find them we could find them a position because they were in high demand. So, but that started that banter of if it was them, then they would let you know, even if it wasn't that position, but they were looking, or if it was a friend, they would let you know, or they would reply and say, oh, well, I don't, but I am part of this group. I can share this on my listserv, your information out to, you know, 500 of my colleagues and see if they are. Let me just forward this along for you. So that's what they would do. That's what they would do by phrasing the email in this way. Do you know of anybody? Can you help? Can you help? And though they did not want referral fees, that did not work. You know, we didn't do anything like that. But that's the email marketing that really, that type of style of referral, asking, you know, do you know of anybody who is looking for this job? That really, really, really works very well. And email marketing in general. But that's why that worked, because it had a lot of benefits. Okay, let's see. I have this, the list got all, or the numbers a little bit, but we did giving back marketing. And actually, this is one of them to the event marketing. We did events. We didn't do it the first year, but once we had enough money and we put everything on credit, because then I invested in, and then I put everything on credit, like another $30,000 or something like that, to fund that business for a little bit, to give us some money to start going to events. And we would go to events and we would partner. We would go to the conferences and we would get a booth and things like that. And we would do, that's what I would run the booths. And we would always do, it was this giving back marketing. So it's events and then giving back marketing. These are two different of my reasons here, of the 10 reasons. And we would partner up with the nonprofits in the organization. So for example, it was American College of Veterinary Internal Medicine. So we got a good relationship with they would always have like the college, and then they would have a nonprofit as well. That was the foundation. And so we would partner with them and we would do a giving back campaign. So everybody that would come to our booth, and now these are common now, back then, again, it was very original. This was very, kind of forward new stuff that we were doing and marketing and events. And it was so much fun. I loved it. I loved doing the events. And so we would do for everybody, we would give away a Kindle or something like that at our booth. And so for everybody that came and signed up to enter, we would get their email address. This is our main thing. If they were looking for a job, we would ask them a couple of things, but we wanted to get their email addresses, and that was permission for us to start emailing them, which we didn't need. I have always been a little bit on the cutting edge with that, a little bit of a spammer. It works if you have a solution that people need your help with, and you have a way to let them know. But it is best to get permission. So that was the way that we would get it. And then we would say that they didn't really care about the Kindle. Again, they were hospital owners and board certified veterinary specialists. They didn't make as much as business coaches do, and they work a whole lot harder and have to go to school for a whole lot longer. But anyways, that's a story for another day. They didn't really care so much about the Kindle or the iPad or whatever. I mean, they didn't mind it. But that we said for every entry that they did, we would give $1. We would donate $1 to the foundation, to the American College of Veterinary, Foundation, and whichever one it was at that particular time. And then we did a big check. We did like a big thing and did a big viral giveaway check, and we ended up doing like a big check presentations. I'll have to show these. I do have some pictures of them and that was my thing. I was like the big check from the Price is Right days. And we would do that. It was like $5,000. So we did viral marketing giveaways. And then from there, things continued to take off for us, and we got known for that. So we got known for doing that. That then we would host at the next event, next conferences. People would look forward to that, and we would actually host private events. So we would host an event where everybody that showed up and yada, yada, yada. And it was just a chance for us to get to further our relationships with the hospital owners and with the next generations of recruits, of candidates that would come through. So we did the giving back marketing, and that was a big success for us. Another thing that we did was branding. Branding, we were all consistent with our colors, the red, black, and white. And whenever we would go to the conferences as well, we would not we would not be in we'd be actually in professional, we would shop at White House Black Market. It'd be in professional, well-dressed colors, red, white, and black, and we would be noticed everywhere that we go, and not in little uniforms that a lot of the other people there, vendors were, and exhibitors. We were colleagues of theirs as professionals, and everybody would notice. It was easy for us to get noticed, and we were also Alabama girls, and so we were kind of at the conferences. So who are those? Oh, okay, yeah, that's Blackwell King. There's this Blackwell King. The recruiters. They're the recruiters, and so that's how we got known. And so this is actually one of the main reasons too. I have it here listed as like number 9, was that we specialize that business. It was just by the luck of it as I started out. As saying is that she did the veterinary recruiting, and then her first contract was for a board certified veterinary specialist and surgeon. And so that's how she kind of got into and realized, there's my sign, and realized that she wanted to do and got specialized. And it was, so if you want to specialize to dominate, if you want to grow quickly and get known, these techniques, and now I call them ninja techniques, because my business is Ninja Growth Strategies, and it's a way to get in there and really grow quickly, is to pick a niche and dominate, and that you can dominate. So by doing those techniques in a growing industry, you want to have it be a growing industry and pick one that you can, small enough that you can dominate, and become known as the go-to. And with that, in the veterinary specialty industry, by making those relationships and attending just the key conferences that we needed to attend, and making the relationships with those, and then doing our email marketings. And people are like, oh yeah, we get their emails. They would say that, but they would say thank you for sending them. They would say thank you. And sometimes they would be with their bosses, and they would whatever, and then they'll come by, they'll be like, wait, yeah, because they knew that they had been kind of talking to us. And so, yeah, we were spamming these people, but they knew they thanked us for it, because they knew that we provided good service, and that we had helped a lot of different people, and that they did need to move around, and that it was hard for them to find a job whenever they needed to keep that job, and it was hard for the hospitals to place them. So it worked out, but you want to specialize. So right now, for example, I specialize in helping business coaches get leads and clients and calls booked, primarily from LinkedIn, and from LinkedIn using automated webinars. But I help business coaches and consultants take their business online and make their first 6 figures online this year. And the reason why, in the easiest, fastest way, and with automated programs where they're literally, I've been working like maybe 2 to 3 hours a week. And now I'm doing these. This is me trying to get back into the habit of working. I'm going to be doing some professional real videos here at some point, but I'm kind of getting warmed up here now with y'all. But that is what it is. So right now with the business coaches, so I help business coaches, and with Ninja Growth Strategies, we can become known. That's what we become known for doing that, for helping in a niche. I'm not trying to help everybody. Yeah, I could help. My marketing could help all sorts of people, but I personally want to help business coaches, because I feel that by helping them, I can help more people through them. And I feel that experts such as myself, who have a lot of information to share and value, and other business coaches, we're in our 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, some of my clients, and have a lot of experience to share, that we are the future of business, and we are the future of entrepreneurship. And so I feel like by me helping them get their stuff together in a way that makes them more client attractive, and get their funnel set up and their automated webinars and everything like that all set up, and attracting very specific target, help them find their main problem and their main outcome, and that they do, and their high ticket, help them get the high ticket offer and everything like that. They're going to be able to make more transformations with more of their target client, and together we're going to be able to advance the world, advance business, and increase happiness. So those are, and then LinkedIn. So the last reason why that was a success. So we kind of, LinkedIn and Facebook, we were using Facebook some, and then LinkedIn was getting big. We started using that, I think, in 2011. We started doing that, kind of sat down. It's like after every event is what we would do for sure. Make sure to connect with people, and then just grew my main account, which got up to over 30,000, and then I don't have that one now. I started a new one because you can only connect with so many people on LinkedIn, and it was up, a lot in the veterinary industry, because then you connect with them, and that's how you grow. So we would message them on LinkedIn, and then also Facebook as well. And those techniques I've been developing and using those techniques, and are now automating and everything like that. My strategies in conjunction with social media and LinkedIn since then, to get leads and clients and business and grow our businesses. So that's how there's a lot more to it and how I learned things, but that was just my little tippy toe, how I took the big leap, my big leap into entrepreneurship. And since then I had the bug and it's been good to me. It's been good to me. Entrepreneurship has been good to me. I've supported myself as a single, divorced, female entrepreneur for the last, almost 10 years for a while. And so and it's been good to me, ups and downs here and there, but a lot of lessons to learn. And these were why that business was such a good success right out of the gate. Learned a lot of lessons, ups and downs since then. And I'll be sharing more case studies with y'all. But if you I'm also doing the Ketos Challenge and a bunch of different things. I've got some health and natural beauty tips. But this is my new YouTube channel, and I'm Miranda Love with Ninja Growth Strategies. So if you would go ahead and subscribe, that would be awesome. And then also be sure to check out the free web class that I've got going on, and that's again at ninjagrowthstrategies.com or at bigleapyear.com as well. And I've got some free groups on Facebook and things like that. So I'll eventually post some things here in the link, but just signing on here with YouTube Live, and post in the comments and let me know if any of this was helpful for you or what strategies you're using to grow your business. And we will talk soon. Bye.